Okay, I know I'm a few minutes behind. Sorry about that, folks. We're going to start uh, Chapter 6 in the game. It's going to be Episode 5 for me, though. We are back in the Hawkins mansion. You all probably saw my horrendous attempt at stealth last week, and I did warn you at the beginning of last week's episode, I am really bad at stealth missions. I usually subscribe to the opinion that stealth is when there are no witnesses left to tell what happened. So that's typically my approach, but unfortunately, this is a game about a post-war detective who, for some reason, doesn't carry a gun. So, I've got that going for me. Couldn't even punch anyone. But let's get this started, and we'll see how far we can get in an hour. Creepy tentacles, always good.
Who goes there?
This is where we ended off last week.
That nightmare again.
My last save was just before this, so we'll just we'll have a look here. Got a couple of friends down there. I'm just gonna take the stairs.
Do what you want. I'm just.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
I'm assuming I gotta talk to these folk. Oh, officer.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
So I have a couple options here for conversation. I can talk directly to Bradley. I can talk directly to Miss Colton there. I can just, what they had me endure, have lead. But I also have this, which is because of my occultism rank. Mentioning Sarah Hawkins' object of occult.
People
so I'm
in
going to go with that.
They had stolen Mrs. Hawkins' paintings.
Who are you talking about? Why would they do such a thing?
I don't know, but they were a threat. They've taken over the caves under the mansion. They were performing some kind of ritual. One of the entryways was under Charles Hawkins' office.
We suspect Mr. Hawkins of being involved.
My patients believe the old islanders used to worship primitive sea gods. Could they be the focus of the cult?
Am I hearing this right?
Someone did deface Brendan's statue.
Delinquents. Hoodlums. You got nothing more solid than that?
Let's see. So, that was the occultism. Pardon me. Going to talk directly to Colton first. And it mentioned that Sarah Hawkins was committed, because I did find that evidence.
I found a file bearing Sarah Hawkins' name in the Institute's basement.
It makes sense. A powerful family like the Hawkins had the means to hide such a disgrace.
But everyone knows the Fullers have been taking care of the Hawkins for at least a generation. And all were aware of Mrs. Hawkins' fragility.
Perhaps, but no one would allow a psychiatric internment.
From what I read in the file, Fuller used her as a subject of his experiments.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins, subjects of Dr. Fuller. Why those two?
Another option I did unlock because of my different skill sets, as well as just notes that I did find in previous playthroughs, asking, this is investigation based, did Fuller found Riverside?
Given the energy he pours into Riverside,
Hello, Donna North Bobs, welcome to the stream, hope you enjoy it.
His father's, to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful
Seaman.
families dominating everything.
Yes.
Couldn't resist.
And as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
He wouldn't be happy if he knew we were snooping around.
I know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to know anything else?
Hey. Feel free to chat amongst yourself, guys. Like, it doesn't have to be just paying attention with me. I do enjoy the tips you guys give me. It is pretty helpful sometimes. I'm not going to choose this third option. It doesn't really seem a point. I'm going to come back to her. I'm going to go talk to Officer Bradley now. So, my medicine skill is not high enough to actually use this answer. See, I'm pushing the button here. It's grayed out. I can't actually answer that. Like, I know, my character knows he should be dead. But because my skill level is not high enough, I can't actually choose that answer. But I'm going to ask him, if he saw that Charles Hawkins was alive, because that's a pretty important thing. See if he remembers.
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
Seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
Ooh. I did unlock this answer. His memory seems to be failing him. Because, I guess, interaction.
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital, and called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
He seems a little uncomfortable with that. Let's test our psychology here. It says hold the test with him and Dr. Colden. So basically, we're going to try and figure out, using our skill here, their relationship. How do they even know each other? And
I heard you talking earlier.
Why am I not surprised?
I get the impression you two don't get along.
Intrusive and not very clever. Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
I'll give you the business, you dick. Hey, Solarbrain, how's it going? So I've talked to both of them. Debating. Amiris Nefira, welcome. Should I say about my experience in the asylum, what they had me endure, or just mention that I might be onto a lead? If you guys want to give me a vote there quickly, we will make that decision as a team. Other than that, I got one vote for lead. Anybody else gonna chime in? I got endure. I have some gibberish. So far it's 1 for 1. No, we have 2 for endure. That's 3 for endure. Judging by the number of people in the channel, I would say majority has it, and I'm going to answer with what I had to endure.
Flashbacks. They haunt me.
Thanks for participation, guys. I do
There was
appreciate it. Trying to get a little more
Dr.
interactive
Fuller.
anyway.
And a nurse. Blood everywhere. My legs, the pain, I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something. I woke up at the Institute. Radley was there.
And how you scared us. You seemed... demented.
You likely woke up during the anesthesia. No wonder those memories haunt you. What in God's name were they doing to you?
What happened afterwards?
When I woke up the second time, I was in a padded cell. That's where you found me, Doctor. After you released me, I got a good look at what's in store for the patients of the Riverside Institute.
Yeah, I know it's not gibberish, Don, if you know your Lovecraftian lore.
An infernal machine, horrific medical
But
experiment.
unfortunately, like,
Impossible.
specifically this
Dr.
game seems to
Fuller
be
would
more
never do such a
linear,
thing.
so I
You
don't
should
think it's
believe
really
anything.
going to get into a whole
What
lot
Mr.
of
Pierce
detail
saw
about
is
Yellowhaster.
precisely what I've been trying to
And
prove. Did you discover
I
anything
don't know what you
else?
mean by the Little Mermaid. I'm not that up on my Lovecraftian lore. Okay, back to the game here. We have done all the different dialogue options, so I'm just going to choose the last one here. We might be onto a lead.
Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins. And that's what killed him.
What?
Do-do-do.
How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
Some telekinetic being fucking threw him around like a rag doll. Called him the
didn't see
Shambler.
blood, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
So yeah, it's whew. Should we confront the truth, or should we stay prudent? Basically, should we lie to her? Or tell her the truth, however grim and ghastly it may be? It's probably our last dialogue option before we move on a bit, so I want to hear what you guys have to say. Got Don North Bob's here saying truth. Got 2 truths, 3 truths. Had a few more people join the channel, so if we can get a few more chime in. Truth or prudence? Okay, that's 4 truths. I have 7 in the channel. That is majority rules. Better to confront
He's
the
right.
truth.
We can't ignore the truth.
But it could drive her mad.
Better madness than ignorance.
Bitch need truth.
Very well.
Ain't that the
I'll
truth?
go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
Ah, okay.
I'll do my best.
That makes sense. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of the support, all the views, even if one is fictitious here. Okay, it says consult the diary here, so I'm going to take this a little slow so we can review clues. We were kind of rushed last week because I was stressing the hell out about friggin' stealth missions. So currently, mission, we're going to go talk to Sanders' widow. But we're going to look here. We got a few more skill points to spend. Me personally, I am definitely trying to keep these more toward like the spot hidden, the investigation, psychology, that side of the house. I think those are actually going to be the more important ones that we need. Yeah, I have 5 character points, so I can't upgrade Spot Hidden the full way. I could get it most of the way. I can't upgrade Investigation. Don't have enough points to upgrade Psychology either. I do have enough to upgrade Eloquence, so my speaking ability. And again, with Strength, my Eloquence is the lowest stat here. I'm thinking I might throw the points there, just to get to the next rank, and then toss the rest toward, probably Investigation. What are your guys' thoughts? Yeah, I'm thinking Eloquence is going to be the way to go here. Again, if you're new to the stream, you'll notice there's the, pardon me, 2 sets of skills here, the purple and the gold. The purple ones are the ones I can actually put skill points in. The gold ones here, medicine and occultism, I actually have to interact with stuff throughout the story. I can find medical journals, and I can find occult symbols and books, and those are how I upgrade these, which is why they're at the level they're at now. I got 2 votes for the points in Eloquence, so I think what I'll do is I'll upgrade Eloquence to level 3, and then I'll take Donna Northbob's advice here, and I'll dump the rest of the points into Investigation, so I'm a little closer to that next level there. I think that's going to be the best use of my points, seeing as I only have 5 right now. So bam, upgrade Eloquence to level 3, and we'll dump our last 2 points into Investigation there, so we'll only need 4 more points to update that. So, validate this character creation, bam! That's our skill points there, so we'll pop over to Sanity here, where you get to have a look at the different things that are causing mental trauma to your character. He experiences nightmares, witnessed the ritual, made a macabre discovery, and witnessed the death of Francis Sanders. That was definitely enough to haunt you. And it actually, those are just different sanity events. It shows your sanity on the right hand side there. My level is currently at Shaken. So I am assuming, I'd have to go back and double check when we watched this, when we played through this earlier. More than likely it did start off at a lower level, and then as we are encountering more of these events, the ritual, the nightmares, the discovery, the death of Francis Sanders, as we unlock more of these, you see there's, pardon me, a lot of those lock icons on the screen. I imagine that if we unlock too many of those, our sanity is just going to dip even more and more and more. So hopefully we can try and avoid some, but I highly doubt it. This is very, it's very much hallway. You kind of have one way to get through things, but maybe by learning more of the occultism or getting our investigation up higher, it might mitigate some of the damage with those. So, Darkwater, we learned a few more people here. Mary Colden, she is a doctor. We have Francis Sanders, he is dead as a fucking doornail. We saw him whipped around like a rag doll. It was kind of funny. Dr. Fuller, that fucking crazy sumbitch there. If I get a chance, I'd like to stab him in the neck. And Charles Hawkins, all tentacle-fied and gross. He is definitely creepy as hell. Places we have unlocked: Investigation Agency, Island, Darkwater, Darkwater Port, Stranded Whale, Hawkins Mansion Gardens, Hawkins Mansion proper, Tunnels, and Cellars of the Riverside Institute. Yes, Leifon, I do have a YouTube channel. I will, before the end of the stream, I will link it into the chat so that people can go have a look. I'm actually creating a playlist, so unfortunately I didn't think of doing this, pardon me, when I first decided to start streaming. Episode 1 and 2 aren't on there. I'm sorry guys, that was my bad. So the playlist on YouTube does unfortunately only start from episode 3, but I have been pretty good. Episode 3 is on there, episode 4 is on there, episode 5 will be on there within 24 hours, and I also do have my review of the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo up on there as well, and a little video I made years ago of a battle in a game called Mountain Blade Warband on PC. Yeah, so again, I will link that in the chat here before the end of the stream before I log off tonight. Just someone throw me a reminder, okay? Occult things that we have run into: Sarah's art, miraculous catch, the defaced saint, ceremonial circle, cultist symbol, which, in all honesty, that is a pretty cool symbol. Like, wouldn't that make a pretty cool tattoo? We have the disappeared tribe. And yeah, Charles Hawkins, definitely why you would always wear a condom. Wrap it before you tap it, ladies and gentlemen. Sleeping cultists. Those are some pretty creepy masks. Let's be honest here. Okay, we're gonna go into clues. Wrong button there. I gotta backtrack all the way to chapter 4 because we didn't go through these last time because I was just trying to get through that damn stealth mission. We have the underground antechamber and then the carved bone. Didn't find too many clues in chapter 4. Chapter 5, we found a few more. The padded cell, request for internment, medical record for Sarah Hawkins. That's how we unlocked the chat options that we just went through there. And also the medical record for Francis Sanders. We're now in chapter 6, so this chapter we're on, we haven't found any clues yet. We really haven't done anything yet, so that's where we're at. I'll try and remember to go through those at the end there when I'm pulling up the YouTube channel for you guys to check out. So inventory, I have my Lost Battalion lighter. Again, Pierce was a member of the 77th Infantry Division. That's why I asked that lighter. To date, his battalion was lost. And he also has a hurricane lamp because they come in handy. Knowledge. So we have a lot of stuff here, like sleeping pills, some closed cases, atlas, medical books, some just general knowledge books. We have Celtic runes, drawings of some occult symbols, a ritual dagger, and that is honestly a weird looking knife. Like, it looks more like something you'd use to gut something. Like, that short hook on the end, you would just hook that into someone's guts, haul it up, just split them right open. It doesn't look like it'd be a very effective knife, in my opinion. And then again, we got some more medical books. A Bible. Ugh. Personal opinion, but yeah, Bible. Okay, so let's go find Sanders' widow here. And yes, I did notice that Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord has come out in early access on Steam. It looks really good. I've actually been watching a couple other YouTubers play it. Specifically a YouTuber called Raptor. He does a lot of city building games. He just decided to give Bannerlord a try. Looks fantastic. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Definitely check out his channel. He's pretty entertaining. But yeah. Good to know. Glad you're enjoying it. I really enjoyed Warband, especially the Viking Conquest Edition like missions that they had. It was really fun.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well. Look who's here.
Ah, this bitch again? I'ma get stabbed.
You know each other.
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very
She's
well,
gonna
Miss Baker.
steal shit I need.
This way, Mr. Pierce.
Guarantee it.
And do make yourself comfortable. It would
And
seem that
Leifon,
you
yes,
have to
it
tell me.
is multiplayer. All of Mountain Blade games are. The main story is single player, however, you can do multiplayer matches.
May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings.
She's a touch bitter.
Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he?
Okay, yeah, I can kind
Were
of see
you
why she's
present
bitter about
when
that.
he had this attack? What happened?
Okay, so got the options here from our little vote earlier. We want the truth. So the truth seems to be, to me, out of the options that are here, that he died screaming right before my eyes. However, I do have this option because my psychology level. So you must not feel guilty. So I'm going to go with that one. And then I promise I will go on to the truth. But I want to utilize our skills.
What happened to your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met yesterday had lost his reason. He suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course. Thank you for your
This
kind
will
words.
affect your destiny. Okay.
Nobody
then.
in that hospital would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to
Ain't
understand.
gonna be soothing, bitch.
How could this happen? In a reputed institute. And right before your eyes.
Yeah, reputed,
Did you
and
not
they
do
tortured
anything
the
to help
fucking
him?
inmates. Like, this is not a good place. Hold to test eloquence.
Mrs. Sanders, I understand your grief, and I extend my deepest condolences to you. But I had nothing to do with the death of your husband. I've just arrived on Darkwater. I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
The death of the Hawkins family? You mean it was not an accident?
Nope.
This accursed island knows only tragedy after tragedy.
Ugh.
You too would be advised to flee it like the plague. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
So I'm gonna ask him about about what her husband meant about the Shambler.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery, No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid
Except
no
your
heed.
sanity.
For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it, I would urge you to make the most of your visit. Because I count on ridding myself of that thing as soon as I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Lies, I plan on going through all your stuff. Like this picture. I'm gonna look at it, and there's nothing
The
you can
day
do
the
to stop me.
Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
Whoa. Okay. Those of you who have not watched this stream before or seen any of the previous episodes, I apologize in advance. You may want to shield your eyes as it's about to get bright. I can't control that white screen of death there. But this does give me an opportunity. This is basically an investigation mode. It highlights a few key things.
A house of artists.
And then
A house of artists.
we get to go through, peek around, and do a more thorough investigation. Check
Francis
the
Sanders
psychology
and
here.
Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even?
So, seems those two were pretty friendly, enjoyed tea. The house itself, like Francis, his wife, they were probably artists, musicians, or at least they appreciated the arts. We can infer that just from what's going on in this room alone. We'll probably have a few more investigations. We'll check out this.
Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler. Finally. What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
Okay, that is interesting. She did not want to sell that particular painting. But he was a collector and apparently very enticed by her work. And thank you for the heads up, book. I did notice that. I just was drawing my own conclusions first before moving on to the next item there. She did not want to see him sell it, but he seems very intent on her artwork specifically. Not just artwork in general. Specifically her artwork. So I think there was something there that we're not getting just yet. This...
He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom?
Okay, as you can see just from this imagery here, Mr. Sanders there is very ecstatic to receive the painting. His wife, just by body posture, you can tell, is a little frustrated. And Sarah's body posture right there. You can tell. It's very closed off. Her hand almost covering her mouth. Trying to, basically shielding her chest. She is displaying fear at this painting. We can't even get a clear look at it yet in this investigation, but body language alone, that to me screams that she's exhibiting signs of fear. The wife, however, she's exhibiting frustration. Her body language, like, it's still very open. She's not defensive or anything like that. She has her hand up to the side of her head, kind of, she's frustrated or kind of fed up with his, well, as you can see by his face, joy, his rapture at Sarah's artwork. So I'm going to do the... Come on. Where are you? There we go. Disgust? Yeah, that could possibly be that as well. Let's see what Pierce has to say with a quick psychology check here.
Was she jealous of Sarah Hawkins?
Ah, you got it close. Maybe it was disgust. Maybe she was jealous. Maybe they were having an affair. Or that was her thought, anyway.
She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel?
Okay. And that response doesn't really give me anything to go off of. For Sarah, I'm still feeling my initial response there. Like, her body language to me is screaming defensive. But, hey, I've been wrong before. I will be wrong again. Welcome to life, right? Occultism. Oh, wow.
The Shambler. I need to see it.
I don't think that's a great idea, but we're gonna do it anyway. Oh, Brevity of Medicine Tome 2. Think we just got? We did. We got another medicine skill point. I am glad you enjoy the thoughts of people ripping out their eyes. Did remind me of a great movie, actually. It's called Repo the Genetic Opera. Yeah, it stars Anthony Stewart Head, it has Ogre, it has Paris Hilton, and it's fantastic. You get to watch Paris Hilton's face fly off. It's like literally like ripped off. It's a great movie. It's musical. I highly recommend you check it out. And thank you for the tip of the coffee table. I honestly did not notice that.
Did she really care for him after all?
Okay, so the doctor is literally the absolute worst. Won't even give this woman her dead husband's remains. He, again, should have his throat cut. I'm glad I'm not the only one who agrees with that. That A, Repo was a fantastic movie, and that B, that Fuller is a dick.
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
An audio recording of Francis Sanders left for his wife. And look, a phonograph. Haha.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes. I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
Accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
She really does not like Sarah. This is the front hall. I'm assuming. Yeah, that's locked. That's the entrance there. Oh, another door. Also locked. I highly doubt he's talking about you. For all I know, this game might be older than you. No, I don't think it's that bad. I think this game came out sometime in the 2000s, so still a relatively new game. I didn't actually look into release date or anything like that. As you can tell by graphics and gameplay here, like it's not the newest of the new, but it's definitely within the past 5 years, I'd say. What area did I miss? It's living room, been there. I didn't miss a damn thing, man. Like, living room, entrance I came in, door I can't open. Door I can't open. Door I can't open. It's hallway of the game. occasionally branches into separate hallways. Head in here, into the office. There's bitch mittens that I don't like.
A strange Amerindian pendant.
Amerindian. Try and say that 3 times fast. Ooh, another occultism point there. The Whale and the Cod. Never heard of it.
I could use one of those.
Ah, some more sleeping pills. He thinks my character might be a bit of a junkie. Who are we kidding?
Strange.
I know it is.
For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
So Sarah tried to dissuade him from acquiring that painting. Apparently, Miss Sanders was very insistent. She eventually gave up, but I'm wondering why. Like, from just the wording in this letter, she seemed pretty set in her convictions about not wanting to give up that painting.
An old diary.
Diary of the pastor's wife. Okay. We'll, ooh, cracked that open. Got a key to the gallery. I will probably regret this, but I should, Oh, sweet. Another medical point there. I am going to talk to little psychopath here after I check out this book, obviously. This book. Don't read the book, read the book. I'm reading the book. Come on now. Malleus Bistarium, Volume 2. If that doesn't scream culty, I don't know what does. Oh, that probably fucked my sanity a little bit. Let's talk to good old Kat.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
Okay, so I have the option for eloquence. Looking for another painting. None of your fucking business. Or, my unlocked answer, I'm not here to create problems for you. I think that's going to be my best option. Honestly, I'm not here to create problems for her. I'm just investigating my case. She just keeps happening to pop up. And I don't like where my eloquence skill point is right now. I would like it a little higher. I obviously realize that that is not an option at this point in the game. So
I'm not here to
just
cause
not here to make
trouble.
problems.
That's what's worrying you.
Worry me? Don't overestimate yourself. If the last beating wasn't enough for you, I can always give it another go.
Don't
But as
threaten me
long as
with
you
a
keep
good
out of
time,
my
darling.
way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
And
And you? What brings you to
wonder
the
what
Sanders
she's doing
home?
here.
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network, and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
To look at. I have the key so I can get through this door. Okay, there is going to be lots of stuff. I'm closing that door behind me. Probably a huge mistake. We are going to peek around at pretty much everything in here. Even if we don't get actual game prompts, I want to actually have a look. Creepy fish dude. That looks pretty similar to the ritual dagger, and we got some tablets with some weird writing on them here. Interesting painting. some statues, Sphinx-like, but with skeletal face. Honestly, I kind of like them. Another interesting painting here. We can actually look at this here. That's all I got. That's all I got out of that, really. I get a Alright, so from the looks of it, I got some coins, got a nasty looking dagger, and a spyglass. Actually, nasty looking dagger, but I kind of want to make one now. Okay, anyway, moving on here. We have creepy mask, a stick looking thing, a jug. Oh, some more stuff here. Looks to me another creepy stick looking thing. An egg? And a bottle, maybe?
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
So, pre-Columbian artifacts. Just one sec here. Okay, so we'll look through this one here. Okay, so I'm not even sure what that would be. Like, could potentially be it could be a fan, it could be blacksmith bellows, it could be a little drum. Like, it all depends how that object would actually interact. That is obviously a knife there in the middle, and that it looks like an inkwell. Like, when people used to write with like quill and ink, you would have an inkwell, you dip the quill, carry on, right? Good question. I am pretty sure this wardrobe is just for hiding in. Let's have a look. Yes, I am all sneaky. This is bad. That means there's going to be a stealth section. Okay. Again, we got a lot of creepy statues here. Oh la la. Look at those pecs. So fucked, right? Anyway. Let's carry on in the next room here. Lots of statuary.
The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Right? Man after my own heart. Ooh, I really like that. Skeletal pose. That's really nice. I'm admiring the art at this point, like. Can't even help it. Tiny child killing a bird? Well, that's no worse than I would usually accuse children of doing, so. I'm avoiding over there because I know that's where the painting is. Old RPG habits, I am not going where I'm supposed to.
The public entrance to the gallery.
Oh, he turned one wing of his house into a museum, literally, like, guests in here and everything. That's awesome. Again, old RPG habits. I am not going where I'm supposed to. Creepy, eyeless, again, Sphinx-like. I try and go around and see everything just because this could be what unlocks answers for me in future dialogue options. Interesting painting, older gentleman. One eye seems to be marked up. But from the looks of it, it almost looks like an addition to the painting, not the original painting. Got, looks like handcuffs, a knife, some bracelets. Ooh, there's something over here I want to have a look at. That's the lantern oil. An empty box. That can't be good. Dagger. Ooh, drinking horn. Nice. I've got a few things over here. It looks like another inkwell, weird stick knife thing, and a mask.
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
Yeah, old weapons. Ritualistic, that's for sure. More creepy Sphinx things. And this. I know it's not giving me a prompt. I can tell you right now this is important. The way I can tell that, coloration. Look at it. All the other statues, muted colors. Yes, they do have a little bit of lighting, drawing some of the eye. This one in particular. Giant stone slab, but you can see gold-colored tablet inside this slab. Blue, whitish, almost glowing letters. You know this is going to be important later on in the game. So, we'll have to remember that for later on, okay? Another little hidey hole here. It's good to kind of know where those are. Another for an answer. We have a bit of pottery, a knife, and I don't fucking know. It looks like a fucking rock to me. Okay, so a little more statuary over here. Giant pot. Not even the good kind. Eyeless masks. Demonic wings. A smaller version of that child killing a bird, because the big version wasn't creepy enough right here. Okay, I'm going to check this last item here. Again, oil for my lantern. And, okay. Let's go crazy. Shambler. Some bitch. You should be running. The fuck game. Yep, it's another stealth part of the game. Huzzah! I'm gonna get fucked by this monster more than fucking anything.
What the hell was that?
Fuck this shit. I'm out.
I can't even touch it.
I'm about to die. Yep. More fucking stealth missions. I'm just gonna skip through the little cinematic there.
What the hell was that?
can go ahead and play with that mouth there, Donald from with Bob's. I'll not. I literally do not even know what I'm supposed to be doing here. Go away, shambling dick. And he's gone.
I can't even touch it.
Yeah, as I assumed, by touching that door, fucking drew him in. Wait for shambling asshole there to leave. He is gone. Main public doors, that is my next guess. It's right here. No.
No way out. No choice. I must get rid of it. Damn. Maybe I can use this dagger.
Oh, I gotta find the right knife to kill this asshole. Let's go, motherfucker! Nope, it wasn't that knife. Yeah, it does want my ass. So I am going to call it here. It has been an hour. I'm just going to quickly pull up the YouTube channel here so I can share that link as I promised. So we are going to start off next week. It will be figuring out that asshole. Where is the link? Sorry, I am really bad at finding the actual link and stuff for this. I'll just share last week's episode. I'll just copy that to the clipboard. So there is a link to last week's episode. Please like and subscribe to the channel. In case you miss an episode, it will be showing up there on YouTube. I appreciate you guys following along and all the feedback here. Again, I'm trying to be a little more interactive, getting involved with you guys. And any of you who have followed me on Facebook, Shade Valkyr Gaming, feel free on there. Post some comments, what you did like about the episode, what you didn't like, things I can improve. It's work in progress, and I would like to kind of keep you guys engaged. And, you know, if there's something I'm doing that you honestly don't like, let me know. And we can figure out where to go from there. Thanks for chatting, guys, and hope to see you next week. Call of Cthulhu, Episode 6. That Toothy Bastard. I'm going to write that down. That is going to be the name of the next episode. That Toothy Bastard. Alright, you guys have yourself a great night, and I will see you next week.